48 players came, only 2 remain. Please welcome first the man who beat 4 players on his way to the finals, all in an 11th leg decider. Christian Kist, Dimitri van den Berg, Rob Cross and Peter Wright. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 PDC Youth World Champion, it's the bully boy, Michael Smith! Michael's opponent comes from Austria. He beat Alan Tabern, Christo Reyes, Magnus Karis and Daryl Gurney on his way to the final. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Austria, the number 2 seed, the gentle Mensur Suljovic!
Well, the European Tour in 2017 has been dominated by Peter Wright and Michael van Gerwen. They've played in a couple of the finals, Wright winning 3 titles, Michael van Gerwen winning 1. He wasn't here, the world number 1 in Gibraltar this weekend, preparing for the Premier League on Thursday. Peter Wright was, but he was beaten by Michael Smith, 6-5, the same scoreline that Michael Smith has won every single one of his matches here in Gibraltar this weekend. And he's booked his place in the decider against Mensur Suljovic, a man who reached a couple of European Tour finals himself last year, winning 1. Both of those went 6-5. Michael Smith has been in a final this year on the Pro Tour. That also went 6-5. Rob Malarkey, what score do you think this might be?
6-2, Chris, obviously. Either way, cover the bases. But yeah, the final of the Gibraltar Tropy 2017 featuring 2 European Tour champions. The question is, will it be a 4th Euro title for Michael Smith or a 2nd for Mensur?
Yeah, Smith has won 3 of his 4 previous finals. His last final came on the European Tour against Phil Taylor in Austria.
First leg is Mensur to throw first. Game on.
Proved to be Phil Taylor's last hurrah on the Euro Tour in beating Michael of a 4th Euro Tour title, and that would actually level him up with Peter Wright.
It would indeed.
57.
Well, some of you may attach a lot of significance to past meetings between these 2, and if recent encounters are anything to go by, then it could well be Suljovic who's celebrating in the next 15-20 minutes or so. He's won 4 of their last 5, including all 3 encounters in Europe last year, including 1 here in Gibraltar as well. Michael Smith would no doubt relish a smooth ride here, but it's
38.
Very possible indeed he could secure this title by way of 5-6-5 victories. Suljovic with the advantage of throwing first. Came through his semi-final against Daryl Gurney, also over the course of 11 legs as well. Daryl Gurney missing 4 match starts in that one as well. But Smith has made no secret of the fact that he doesn't really relish playing Suljovic.
Well, and that's already proving to be the case. Look at the difference after 9 darts thrown in the first leg.
Yeah, 270 minus, or add these if Suljovic doesn't finish the job here and now, but he's 53. On his trusted double 14, and not for the first time this weekend. He hasn't pinged that particular target, but yeah, he's got an absolute chasm to work with here.
108!
Nonchalant last start from Michael Smith, but even that couldn't get him down to a finish. First 180 of the match, his 20th of the tournament, but it's 28, the number that Suljovic is looking at.
He's not there yet, you know.
14.
He's
not there yet, and he's on a dodgy double.
And Michael Smith will just look to apply a bit more pressure.
97. Mensur require 14.
Now the gap is only 60. Different game now, all of a sudden. That one is almost in Spain.
No score.
Well, Michael Smith was so far behind Mensur Suljovic in this leg, he couldn't see him. But somehow, he's won it. He's broke him in the first leg.
Second leg is for Michael to throw first.
Well, that will really hurt Mensur Suljovic. He was absolutely streets ahead in that one.
100.
The Austrian squandered 7 darts at double in that leg. He's got a similar complexion to that game that he came through against Daryl Gurney, a power scorer against a brilliant finisher. But that wasn't brilliant.
60.
Far from it.
And Smith topping the 180 chart by a distance in this tournament. Mentioned that was his 20th in the previous leg. Suljovic has only fired in 7 in the whole tournament.
140.
But as is often the case with the gentle, it's been his finishing that has seen him through.
58.
But credit to Michael Smith just for plugging away there and getting himself into a position eventually. But
100.
just briefly mentioned it a short while ago, Michael Smith and those recent encounters with Mensur Suljovic
100.
losing 4 of the last 5. One of them was in the Players' Championship finals. It was a match I was covering, and afterwards I spoke to Michael Smith, and Smith was just bemoaning the fact that Suljovic was taking a long time over his shots, and I just casually said, well, there's nothing in the rule book about it, and Michael Smith said, well, maybe there should be.
He doesn't seem disturbed by Mensur Suljovic here, does he? He's doubled his lead with a 108 out.
And by the flip side, Suljovic might not like the speed at which Michael Smith plays, but it's Smith's speed over Suljovic's comparative stagnancy that is ruling the early stages of this one.
140.
Smith effectively was saying, I just need to learn how to not to be dragged back to his sort of pace.
100.
And that's clearly the key for him this evening as well.
Both players who thought their chance had gone in the semi-final as well. Depends how they approach this final. It's a big moment for both these men, isn't it? Because Suljovic, as we were saying in his previous matches, hasn't kicked on that much since reaching the European Championship final and winning his first PDC title last year. Michael Smith had been in the darting doldrums for the best part of a couple of years until
125.
an upturn in fortunes this year. The only beacon of light, that final on the Euro Tour in Austria last year, really.
Yeah.
105.
Well, one real feature of that semi-final against Peter Wright was the finishing, or the problems that both players had with finishing. In the end, Smith was 6 from 28. No problems with his finishing so far in this final. As Suljovic now looks at tops.
30.
Well, there's been problems for Mensur Suljovic finishing, hasn't there?
80.
That was his 8th miss. Michael Smith has not missed yet. And that continues. And we talked about the prospect of 6-5. It could end up being 6-0.
Could indeed. Absolutely racing into a commanding position here, Michael Smith. 2 holes, 1 break. Yeah, he missed 1 match start in the 9th leg, went on double 5. He was looking at 86 in the 10th leg against Peter Wright. He didn't even have a crack at a double. And then he missed 3 more match starts in the decider before taking out double 10. So it was a nervy finale as far as the semi is concerned.
Yeah, as it was for Mensur Suljovic and Daryl Gurney, who missed match starts.
4 of them. Gurney looking to become a first-time winner on the European Tour this weekend. He must have thought he had a really, really good chance, and I think most of his entourage did as well. There were one or two shouts when that first art was going for double 16. One or two thought it was in.
40.
Yeah.
That's on the floor, though, for Michael Smith here.
Must be good to Daryl Gurney. Be difficult to take that one on the chin.
Just leave that one there for a moment.
90.
Well, Suljovic, difficult to tell how flustered he is, if at all. He'll just keep plugging away here and plodding on, and if he gets a leg on the board here, all well and good. He's sparring quite heavily here, Mensur.
55.
Suljovic was in total control in the first leg, missed 7 darts at double in it. Since then, it's all been about Michael Smith, who has not missed a dart at double yet. Doesn't get one at the bull here.
This is reminiscent of Michael Smith's performance against Michael van Gerwen in the final of the European Trophy in Mulheim a couple of years ago, when he was just in blistering form. He was in a really commanding position in the blink of an eye in that one as well.
65.
And again, another opportunity here for Michael Smith.
If he carries on it like he has been, it's going to be 4-0. Double 6. First miss, followed by the second. And now Suljovic has a chance to break and start to change the complexion of this match somewhat.
Game show on the fourth leg. Mensur Suljovic. Fifth leg is Mensur to throw first.
Yeah, Mensur with a break.
Yeah, it took him a while to turn up to the party, but he certainly announced himself now.
100.
2 breaks to 1 here then.
You mentioned all those previous meetings earlier on, Rob.
58.
This by far the biggest that these two have ever played. They've never ever met later than the last 16 of any tournament.
$105.
Have met on bigger stages in bigger tournaments, but in the early stages, Players' Championship finals, World Championship back in 2014.
100.
But a real handful of them on the European Tour, and Suljovic's wins on the European Tour, that's terrific tungsten from Michael Smith.
71.
But he was beating Michael Smith as he bolstered his ranking, wasn't he, along the way a lot of the time.
Well, Michael Smith
60.
just looking to reassert some authority here, having suffered a break of throat. He's found the bullseye with the first dart. He was going for the bull double 16, but
92.
He's left himself tops anyway, and Suljovic, you feel this has to go, otherwise Smith will re-establish that 3-leg cushion.
60. Michael Suljovic, 40.
Well, neither player has taken out a massive check out this tournament yet. Double top will do for Michael Smith.
Getting closer.
20.
And he's come the other side, so Suljovic
76.
back in the hunt once again here. And this is what Suljovic can do. You think you've got him under control, and then all of a sudden he just manages to nick a leg, and then before you know it, he's threatening a fight back, and it is 3-2. And
Michael to throw first. Game on.
Maybe Suljovic will feel now that it's all going according to plan.
Back in the game.
I'm not saying for one moment 42. That the plan was to go 3-0 down inside 5 minutes, but he'll be happy with how things have panned out. Win 4, Michael Smith would see him elevated into the top 4 in the European Order of Merit, by the way.
108.
Likewise, Suljovic, and all of a sudden, it's an 8th 180 for Mensur Suljovic this weekend. First of 59. This final for him. 1 apiece in the final on the 180s count. I don't think Michael Smith will be too bothered with the 180s count over the course of this final. He'll just want to get the first prize and get his name back on the European Tour Roll of Honour once again.
And he would see him move very close to returning back to the top 10 on the main Order of Merit as well. Just a few £100 he'd be behind Raymond van Barneveld in the 10th spot. But having raced into that 3-leg lead, he looks to have been wiped out in a blink of an eye. Can leave himself something decent here, though.
140.
Well, it's a massive one. As I said, neither player's had a massive one in this tournament.
Well, this to make it 2 breaks apiece and to level the match at 3-all. That's a lovely first start. Topsy once. Ooh, that's scooping him.
59.
Well, let's see then. If Michael Smith can, his highest checkout so far has been 111. He's not going to get a dart. And the miss
42.
shouldn't matter for Suljovic.
Mensur requires 32.
And all of a sudden, he's going to be back in control, or in control for the first time since throwing for the bullseye at the start.
Game shot on the 6th leg. Mensur Suljovic.
3-0 down.
Mensur to throw first.
3 apiece.
Game on.
And 2 breaks apiece. And Michael Smith must be suffering a huge sense of deja vu here. This has happened before.
140.
And this is just a typical Mensur Suljovic performance.
91.
Any sort of encouragement given to Mensur Suljovic is usually gobbled up.
Well, the last time this pair met, it did go 6-5 as Suljovic
108.
fires in a maximum.
9th of the weekend for Mensur. He's really enjoying himself now.
96.
And Smith, by the same token, has concurrently gone off the boil as well. You don't want another one of those, Mensur. Just keep it in check here.
Well, it's a fantastic leg of darts.
165.
Fantastic leg of darts.
Look at that. 298, the gulf here. This time there's a chasm in favour of
140.
Suljovic. Smith has
Mensur
eaten into it, but he's
16.
still not down to a finish. Suljovic looking at 8-8 for a 4-3 lead for a complete reversal of fortune here, having trailed 3-0. And the Austrian is now 2 legs away from a second European Tour title.
Well, incredible swing in this contest, but Michael Smith is not quite finished yet. He's not going to give in without a fight.
Good match now, this. It was threatening to be over very quickly indeed, but
100.
it's really developed into a decent tussle.
60.
Smith just beginning to look a little bit rattled. Okay, he got the 180 to start things off in this leg, but he has still got an awful amount of work to do. Look at those figures from Mensur. 14 dart leg and a 11 dart leg to
100.
take control of this one.
There's no doubt that he's improved as this one's gone on. Michael Smith needing to find what he had in the
80.
second and third leg. He was really handed the first one, wasn't he, on a plate from Mensur Suljovic.
Both players with 14 dart breaks of throw in this final so far, as well as Mensur looks at the big one once again.
180.
Well, sometimes he's not really renowned for his 180s. He can go a whole tournament without posting a single one, and he's hit 3 in this final alone.
Mensur
Yeah,
requires
he's scored more than the
121.
man who hit the most in the tournament. Now 1-2-1. Suljovic has done this in the tournament before. He wants treble 17 for the bullseye to do it again.
Just the wrong side,
89.
which
Mensur
is
requires 81.
a blessing for Michael Smith. Double 12.
Game shot on the
Nicely
8th
done.
leg. Michael
Yeah, must just settle him down to stop the rot, stem the tide. Halt the charge from Mensur Suljovic.
4 apiece. On we go. Best of 3 encounter effectively now. Suljovic was threatening another 180 there. That's just
100.
below the wire, and in fact he's only got a ton on the board here, so maybe Michael Smith, if he can just get out of the blocks quickly here, might just put himself back into control.
140.
Okay, 140.
It's been played at a decent pace. I don't think that Michael Smith can have much to complain
No,
about.
I don't either. Suljovic has kept this one ticking over very nicely indeed. It was a fairly
140.
stagnant semi-final at times against Daryl Gurney.
Yeah, Gurney play. He doesn't throw his darts slow, but he does often take his time
96.
approaching the hockey. None of that from Michael Smith. And Suljovic is throwing about as fast as Mensur Suljovic can possibly throw. So maybe that's helped him rally back.
100.
But Smith put an end to that run in the previous leg, and Suljovic has only been able to leave a massive one.
Biggest checkout of the final so far, 108 from Michael Smith.
133.
Well, there were 2 fantastic
Mensur
darts. The lie of the first dart was
161.
terrible for Michael Smith. To get 2 in the treble from there was fantastic, and it may just earn him a shot here.
105.
We saw him attempt this earlier on, hit the ball with the first dart, couldn't follow with the second. This time it's treble 19 for the bullseye. What a shot this would be. What a shot it is. 132 checkout for Michael Smith, and it's turned the match in his favour again.
Absolutely brilliant, and look what it means to Bully Boy as well. That's a big, big moment. 108 checkout in the second leg was pretty significant, but that has just blown it out of the water. It's a break of throw, and it's come at the most perfect time for him as well. Superb, absolutely superb.
91.
Yeah, that's his biggest checkout of the weekend as well, and what a time to produce it. Wonderful from Michael Smith. And no doubt that he knows this is a big moment for him. The return of Michael Smith, perhaps.
Well, let's hope so. It's been a long time coming. He's had a mixed time of it of late. He's picked up in 2017. He's had disappointment, though, on the European Tour already this year. But this would be a real significant stamp and a reminder
55.
to everybody of the fact that Michael Smith is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Not there yet, though.
140.
But it's another step in the right direction.
It is, and the old criticisms of Michael Smith were that he couldn't battle, he got his head down when he got embroiled, when his opponent started reeling off runs of legs. He could go through this tournament
96.
every match 6-5, or hopefully for him 6-4 in the final, and he's had to really halt a charge of Mensur Suljovic in this one as well. He
58.
showed all the battling qualities desired to go and win any kind of PDC title, let alone one on the big stage and on the European Tour.
Well, he would have loved a treble 18 there, but as it is, he's on 116. But once again, Mensur,
100.
well, he has found a treble. That's just applied a bit of pressure on Michael Smith on his throw. But 116, 59 away. Tops then for the title.
96.
Just under the wire.
Well, Mensur Suljovic, we talked about it. His finishing is usually what does it for him. Needs a treble. Gets one. Double 15. Oh, and he hasn't hit it, and Smith will return. And surely now this is the chance that Michael Smith has been waiting for.
This is the moment for Michael Smith. Can he secure a fourth European Tour title? There is your answer. Michael Smith is back in business. He's had to show plenty of resilience this weekend. 6-5 against Christian Kist, the same against Vandenberg, 6-5 against Rob Cross, 6-5, the biggest of the lot against Peter Wright in the semi-final, 6-4 in the end against Mensur. And a little wonder, Bully Boy is all smiles. A terrific, terrific weekend for the number 12 seed. Michael Smith is a European Tour champion once again. And you can see exactly what it means to him. He is absolutely overjoyed. £25,000 first prize. And his name is on the European Tour Roll of Honour once again. Terrific weekend in Gibraltar. We'll hear from Michael Smith now.
If we go by scoreline, Mike, that was the easiest win of this tournament.
That was the hardest, you mean? No, finally I didn't go 6-5. Sorry. Finally I didn't go 6-5, but Mensur, I just said to him, then he let me off in that first leg. I think I was on 3-5-1, he was on double in the 180, and I kept the pressure on, but he missed, but he just said then that 1-3-2, took a 5-4 of that won me the game, and he was just keeping my nerve, and thankfully Mensur missed the double 15, and because at 5, I didn't fancy that one going 5-0 because Mensur he's amazing.
Mensur, das war ein sehr, sehr gutes Spiel. Ich denke, beide Spieler hatten da Chancen gehabt.
Ja, aber ich habe verpasst 6 Check-Out, die erste Leg, aber Mike hat 100% checkt, 132 Finish, das hat mich knack gebrochen. Respekt.
One more question, Michael. It's been a while since you won your last tournament. This must feel amazing.
I don't know what to do. I forgot what it felt like to win. 3 years ago, I won 3, so many finals in 1 year, and this year I made 2 finals. I thought I was going to blow it again, but I forgot how it felt to win. And thanks, guy. It was like I've just won my very first tournament again, and thank you to Mensur. It's a good sport, and I'm damn chuffed. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's about time that we are going to be presenting the trophies. Please welcome on stage the president of the GDA, Mr. Tony Dawkins. First of all, we're going to give the prize for this year's finalist. What a great tournament he's played. He's always playing well on the European Tour, and he's a brand new top 8 player in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Mensur Suljovic. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time we crown the brand new Gibraltar Darts Trophy Champion 2017. It is Bully Boy Michael Smith. Michael already has some trophies in his cabinet from the European Tour. He won the European Darts Trophy in 2014 and 2015, and he won the International Darts Open in 2015. And now he is the 2017 Gibraltar Darts Trophy champion. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, Michael Smith! And of course, we are going to give all the photographers a chance to get their pictures. And that gives me the opportunity to thank you all for joining us here tonight in the Victoria Stadium. I hope you enjoyed your evening here. I know we have. You've been amazing tonight. And I can only speak on behalf of the players and thanking you all for being here. And hopefully we'll see you back next year. One last time, ladies and gentlemen, the 2 finalists from Austria, Mensur Suljovic. And this year's champion, the Bully Boy, Michael Smith.